There you go.
Welcome to another Let's
Talk
Tuesday. Woo!
All right, y'all. Listen, last week was lit. It was so good that we had to bring her back, okay, for a part 2.
Yes.
Okay, back by popular demand. We have on Let's Talk Tuesday, Minister Margie Campbell.
Woo! So glad to be here. Yay. I'm so glad you guys wanted me back. That it's humbling and it's really heartfelt. So, and I'm glad to be here. Last week was awesome. So
Yes.
I'm here to do it again.
Yes.
Let's get started.
And my name is Cherry, and we have Crystal,
Hello.
and we have Tara, and we are the Deeper Life Gospel Center's social media team, and we are here representing Deeper Life Gospel Center. That's our church. Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Okay.
ELGC.
If you don't know, now you know. You know, our services is on Sundays at 11 a.m. and Thursdays at 7 p.m. You can go to dlgc.org and check it out. So today's subject, I decided to narrow it on down. Selective hearing. Now, I'm pretty sure when I say that, you can already kind of get an idea of like, okay, y'all, sometimes that's me, or I know some people who have selective hearing that, So, Minister Margie, what would you say selective hearing is?
Hearing what I'm ready. Hearing what you want to hear, when you want to hear it, how you want to hear it, and from whatever came from my lips to your ears, it's something got missing, and you only heard what you wanted.
Okay. What about you, Tara?
So, my siblings will say I have a problem because they may be talking to me, like standing right there talking to me, and like I don't know if I'm hearing something like outside background noise, my mind somewhere else. It's just like they're like, "Did you hear what I just said?" I'm like, "No, can you say it again?" So I think it could be distracted hearing. So you distracted by background noise or what's in your head, you're not listening to what's in front of you. So.
Right. What about you, Crystal? What is selective hearing to you?
It's not retaining all the information that you're getting if you're in a conversation with someone.
That's pretty good. That's
very good.
Straight to the point.
Thank you. That was Jesus.
Give him the glory. Give him the glory.
Shout out to Jesus.
we know when it's him. We know when it's him. Because
when it's good,
come up for me.
When it's good,
right.
It's too good.
Yeah.
Then it's
that's
Jesus.
right.
When it's one good, it probably was just our little idea that we thought was something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So, in this past Sunday's message, Pastor talked about a few things, one of which was selective hearing, and he talked about it in like this couple scenarios he uses, like if two people are talking to each other and like you hear, like if the person talking and they talking and for some reason they said all this stuff but you only remember like 1, 2, or 3 little things, key things, and those are the only things that you heard them say, like literally that's all you heard them say. You've selected the part that you wanted to hear, right? But then another way he talked about it was how sometimes we can read the Bible and like it's certain parts in the Bible, that the happy, awesome,
good part,
good part, the parts, ooh, you will be blessed abundantly and you be blessed and highly favored, all the good stuff. But sometimes in the Bible it says that, but there's also some most of before and after, or before or after that one little section that says that good amazing thing that encourages you and inspires you and all of that. And then sometimes you read something that can feel like, ooh, what you mean? If I do this, this, and this won't happen, and this will be cursed. And if I do this, this, and this. But then see, sometimes if you read a little further, you will see some other things that may actually encourage you. But if you got selective hearing, you might hear that bad part first, and then that's it. You done checked out the whole pastor.
Well, you know what?
Scripture, you done checked on out.
What the scripture tells us is to eat the whole roll. You know, that's in Ezekiel. Say eat the whole roll. You know, sometimes we want to take out the portions that we like. You know how your kids do. You usually want to give them the vegetables. You know, give them all the full-course meal, which is what the Bible gives us.
They want,
you know,
they want
that nourishment for the soul.
They don't want the crust on the bread. They just want the inside.
Right.
But they want to remove the good thing. They want to remove the things we know is good for them, like the broccoli, the greens, the green peas, and stuff like that we know it's going to nourish them. And that's what the scripture does for us. It gives us those things that are nourishing to us, you know. But it also gives us the good things, and that's why when he went to Deuteronomy 28, he says, "If thou will be willing and obedient." Well, that's in Isaiah, but in Deuteronomy it says, "If thou be diligent and obey." You know, all the things, then you'll be blessed in the city, blessed in the field. You know, we know all that. We know the song.
All the things.
Right. But the important thing is you said if you're diligent and obey. Like the beginning part of what you said is really the part that can get skipped over, and then that selective hearing kick in and you act like you didn't hear. It said if you be diligent and obey.
Yeah.
You can't just you're not just gonna get all that stuff and just doing whatever you want, acting however you want, being mean, being disobedient. God done told you to do something and you just gonna keep on like you didn't hear him because you got that selective hearing.
Right.
That's why, you know, I had
Go ahead, Krista.
I had a problem with a lot of different churches that I've been to in the past, and they'll go with the good scriptures first. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're going to be blessed and highly favored, and, you know, from the head to the tail, all of that stuff. But, you know, then they'll stop right there. And it's like, okay, but don't I got to do something to get all of this stuff? Because then, you know, all I get, you know, understanding, you know, so that right there, it does stop people's spiritual growth when people do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they just thinking, just like when people say a prayer and they say, "Oh, you saved," and they think they saved, and they don't have to do nothing else. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. You saved because you said that one prayer.
Yeah.
That part.
You good. Forever. You going to heaven after that. And it ain't true, you know.
But the thing is yeah, you can get saved, and you know, and that's great. But what about between now and when you do go to heaven? Don't you want to be blessed on the earth too, naturally? And while you here, don't you want to have an abundant, you know, blessed life while you're here? You don't have to wait till you get to heaven to get all of that. There's some stuff that's you're supposed to be, you know, enjoying while you're here on earth.
Yeah.
Well, people think that you can live any kind of way and still get the benefits. It's just like, and I love analogies, and I like the analogy of, you know, the benefits you get on a job, you know, and they say you can get these benefits, but you can't get the benefits if you don't come to work every day. You have to come to work every day. There's some things you have to do in order to get Blue Cross Blue Shield, in order to get the vacation days, in order to get, you know, all the other things, the perks that comes along with the job. So it's some benefits. You know, so it's benefits in the kingdom. Somebody say the kingdom. So it's benefits over here in the kingdom, in the here and now. We don't have to wait until glory to get the benefits. He said, "I'll give you houses and lands." One of the sisters he went to when the disciples said, "You know, we left all to follow you." You know, and he said, "No man has left father, brother, son, wife, and not going to get the benefits 100-fold." Y'all don't want me to pray. 100-fold in this life and the life to come. So the 100-fold that we're going to get here, God's going to give us back, going to give it back to us. But he said with persecution, and that's the part we don't want to hear.
That part.
About the person. It says with persecution, but Job talks about how a man is born of a few days and full of trouble. So you're going to get persecution, whether you're in the kingdom or not. But I'd rather be in the kingdom with Jesus, with the persecution, knowing I got somebody going to ride through the storm with me, than not have, than just to be out there and going to have the persecution anyway. Now I'm just going, come on, all right.
All right.
And then it's like commandments.
All this Let's Talk Tuesday.
Like commandments. Why do we have commandments? If we're supposed to be able to just, you know, get whatever we want by living the way we want to live, why were there commandments, you know?
Lawlessness. So like you're going to have this, like you're going to live this lawlessness like that. The word is our barometer, you know, to keep us on the straight. It is our barometer. The people don't want a barometer. They want to hear, you know, talk about the man of sin and how, I'm just so blessed. And amen, you are a child of God and you are blessed, but it's some requirements.
Yes.
I'm not going.
Come on. Hey, take your time.
Take us there. We going with you.
And that made
me some requirements. Go ahead, Tyra. Go ahead.
That made me think about like just the Bible in general, and it's like a foundation of just regular life. You know, you can't just get things handed to you all the time.
Yes.
Somebody got to work for it. You know, like somebody got to put in the effort and put in the work to get what they need, whether it's sacrificing, whether it's just putting in time. So just the foundation of the Bible, it applies to everything in life. So
it's
you're not going to give your kids, it's things that, and we're his children, and it's things that we require from our natural kids. You're not just going to be living, you're not going to have to do no chores, you're not going to make up your bed, you're not going to, it's requirements, and then after you get grown, it's like, all my kids don't say, so what you going to do now?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to go to school, you're going to get a job, you're going to, listen, there's some things we have to do in order to get the benefits from the kingdom, but we only want to hear, back to the selective hearing, we only want to hear what we want to hear and think we're going to have it our way.
Right.
What do we say to people that say it's hard though?
What's hard?
What's hard?
Life is hard. No.
the Christian life. Like, what do people say?
I'm sorry.
It's too hard.
But regular life is hard. So like she just said.
What part is hard? What part? Go ahead.
I'm just saying regular life, because people do be trying to say like, oh, it's not easy to be a Christian. It's hard to be because you got to do all this and do all that. But you got to do all this and do that if you're not a Christian. So like Minister Margie just said, when she was saying about either way, saved or unsaved, you still gotta follow rules. You still gotta take responsibility for your actions as a person. Yeah, there's still things you have to do. People really just don't want to listen to nobody.
Yeah,
listen to nobody. Like, and that's something else he talked about: active listening.
Active listening.
Come on now.
Active, like even like what Tara was saying. It's kind of like what she was saying with her family, or or people were saying to her, like, they talking to me, but like, what you say? You like, that means you can't be actively listening if you hear them, but you hearing other stuff too. So your attention is not split.
Yeah.
So the thing is if you having a conversation with somebody, you have to actively listen. You got to be an active listener, not just I'm like, oh yeah, I'm listening. Listen, I'm listening, but really I'm just waiting on you to be done talking.
Right. Or thinking about what I want to say, or
because really you just I'm waiting to hear you say the part that I want to hear you say. Yeah. And then that's really the only part that I'm gonna take away from the conversation.
Yeah.
That's it. And everything else,
it's so many voices now. We're living in an era that we've never seen before, where you got so much the social media and internet, and where everything is a tap away, and it's so many voices. You get people hearing so many things, and all the time through the ear gate, that they don't know, what is right and what's good, what's bad and stuff. But thank God we have the word, that we can stand on. That's the truth. that keeps us on the straight and narrow. And if we listen to the word of God, it's going to keep us on the straight and narrow. It's going to keep us doing the right thing, to treat your brother right, to love everybody, to forgive, all those things, to be grateful, to be thankful, all those things that the Bible requires for us to do. How you grow, you see people and they have hatred and all these kind of things in their heart. And you're like, well, how did, it was nobody to give them that adjustment. To let them say, baby, you don't have to be that way. You can forgive. So I thank God for the word. I thank the God that I listened one day, to somebody telling me that I needed to go to church. I needed to,
Yeah, I heard that.
I listened.
He talked about those. Speaking of listening, and then Crystal, I want to hear what you were about to say too.
I'm sorry.
No, you good, girl. That's what we here for. So he had 7 points. And one of them says listening to change me. And I was just thinking about that when you said something that made me think about that, Minister Margie, while you were talking. And it's like, why are you listening? Are you listening like he said, are you listening to select the part you want to hear? Or are you listening to hear the parts that you need to hear to change you? And are you going to actually let that penetrate you to even think about, well, how can I change, what can I do to do my part? It's back to the taking responsibility. If you listening to change you, then you have to take responsibility for you. That's it.
Yeah.
So what were you going to say, Chris?
Oh, I was going on your point because I'm on the second one. Listen and don't judge.
So hard.
I wanted you to elaborate on that, Minister.
My God. My God. Because we want people to hear what we have to say about the Lord, about the things of God, how, about this life. But when they start telling us about their life, or what's going on in their life, we immediately start to judge. And it's listen, I know I hear it all the time. People, they're very leery about really sharing, about opening up about, what they've done, about their past. And they're listening to you because they're crying out, they want something. But we in turn will judge them on their appearance, on what they've been doing, their past. I'm like, don't hold me to my past.
Right. Please don't.
Don't judge me. But we tend to, as Christians, and we've all been guilty of that. Even the young people in my family, they'll tell me, it's like, y'all might not think this, but they're like, you can be so judgmental. And I'm like, what?
Who, me?
But we don't know, and this is why, it says, that if you listen so it could change you. I had to listen to that. It was a hard pill. I had to listen to what they were saying to me so that I can change, so that I can listen without being judgmental.
Yeah. And another thing he kind of hit on too is like relationships, as far as like couples and things like that, and how he has like.
I'm gonna step out. Hold on. I'm gonna step out. I'm sorry.
Get on back in here.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back.
But he just talked about, like this exercise that when he counsels people, that he tells them to do, where he says you give each person 5 minutes to just talk and say whatever they've been trying to get out, and without the other person interrupting. Like, y'all, 5 minutes can feel like a long time, or it can feel like it ain't long enough, depending on what you got to say.
Right. And another
long time for the other person. They like, all right.
Right. So Tara, what's been your experience, like, if you were like dating someone, and as far as like talking and communication, Do you feel like that you exercise that kind of like being like that kind of listener, like where you could just be quiet and just let that person just go?
I know if I was doing that exercise, I had to write down my thoughts as they talking, because I'm like wanting, like, cause it like my response want to just come out. So I'm like, okay, let me like jot these down so I know what I got to say.
Yeah.
I'm glad
I'll be ready, you know.
Yeah.
So that long 5 minutes, you know, I mean,
yeah, especially in marriage.
Yeah, I see the benefits of it, just letting it, you know, get it all out and without interruption, without, you know, responses in the moment, you know. So
yeah. It's hard though, because like but that's actually a really good idea. I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna have to use that. Because like you said,
one thing,
if you write it down, then you won't forget it. That's not interrupting. That's still letting the person talk. But if you have a thought and you know you may possibly forget it, okay, I don't see nothing wrong with jotting it down real quick and then continue. You just taking notes from your own mind.
Yeah.
What were you gonna
one
say?
thing, my husband is a counselor, right? So one thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you know, this whole thing had hit me, right? So one thing I took from that was, and we just started doing is, what did you hear me say?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he said that a couple of weeks ago. So we started doing that, and it is funny what they hear you, what they thought you said, and what you thought
actually
they said.
And
Oh wow, it's an eye opener.
People be making up stuff, y'all. They make up. I mean, they changed the whole tone.
That is not what I said.
That is not what I said.
Like, but this is how they be like, well, this is how you said it.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Right.
That's how I heard
Selective Hearing again. So that has been helping. We're gonna have to try the other one that he just talked about with the, you know, the 5 minutes. I'm gonna have to do that. And then the listen and don't blame, deny yourself.
The listen and don't blame.
Uh-oh.
Because the first see, so the first thing we do is when somebody say something about something we're doing, the first thing we want to do is say, well, it's because you it's because you made me do it. First of all,
had you not said what you said, okay.
First of all, let's just clarify for everybody. No human being on this planet is supposed to have that much power over you. Okay. Because you got to understand, when you start blaming somebody else for your actions, you're ultimately saying that they have the power over you. They have the power to control your emotions. They have the power to make you be happy or sad or cry or be up or down. Like you like a puppet. Now you a puppet because you're blaming them, when really if somebody say something you don't like or do something that you don't like, you have to be in control of how that's going to affect you and how you going to respond and how you going to react. Yeah. Like, let's just be honest about it.
We learning.
No, that's absolutely.
It's not a blame game. It's okay, you're right. I didn't have to respond like that. Now you can take something and how you took it is how you took it, because you feel how you feel. Like, let's just be real.
That's their defense mechanism.
Ain't no wrong feeling. You feel how you feel.
Yeah.
But you don't always have to express how you feel with the words. You just let it be in there. Let it marinate. Just hold on for a second. You know, ask God, should I say this? Or should I wait? Should we tuck it back here and this for next time? I need you to tell me. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all, you be feeling stuff.
Yeah. You be on the defense all the time, like defense mechanisms all the time.
But guess what? I feel like we should not be defending ourselves. You do what you do, and a person can take it one way or the other. Right. Even if every intent you had was all good and positive, that's on them. There's something going on with them if they take your kind gesture, your positivity, and turn it into something else. Like you just said, Crystal, what did you hear me say?
What did you hear me say?
What did you hear me say? Because I know what I said and how I said it and my intent before I walked in the room, all of that. So there may be some insecurity lurking in that person that you're speaking to, and regardless if you yelled it, said it real soft and sweet and nice and kind and baby, I love you, and they still get an attitude, they just don't like what you said. And how you said it don't matter. They didn't like it, and it's because it's something on the inside. It's some conviction.
Yeah, they took it internally and turned it into something else.
That's that spirit of conviction.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that he was saying is, we should listen for growth, so that we could grow. And if that, to see what's in us, and that's the maturity, if that person has insecurities, that's the opportunity for that person to grow, and, that's the opportunity for them to grow. But and after we get past that part, I like what you were saying, Terry, is that we could, listen for agreement, because that's the point. We want to listen for agreement. We want to get to a place where we're in agreement. I understand what you said. You understand what I said. Now let's come to a place of agreement about it, even if we agree and to disagree. Like you said, table it. Let's table it. And we can come back to it. But let's listen for agreement. And agreement is powerful.
Yeah.
If we can get some agreement, if you and I says, if any two touching and agreeing on anything, we can agree on some stuff right now.
Okay.
Right.
Us, right now.
Because I hate when you arguing with somebody and they keep bringing up the same thing. Like, we passed that 5 minutes ago.
And that was another thing that he said. Pastor, that was another thing he said. Number 4, listen and
what did
go
he
down
say?
memory lane. Listen and don't go down memory lane. Don't bring, why you bringing up old stuff? What you bringing up old stuff up?
Right.
You feel bitter. That's why.
You stop.
You know what that is? That's unforgiveness. Because if you bringing up old stuff, then you bringing up old stuff, then that means when you said you forgave me, you lied.
You did.
You lied. Let's be honest. Yes, because if you bringing up stuff, if you going back, well, yeah, remember when you had did that and did it, but we done already talked about that, had a full conversation about it, kissed, made up, moved on, and then something else come up, and then you want to go down memory lane and grab that thing that you said you actually forgave me for.
Started all over again.
You took me back down there. You took me back.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What happened?
I'm back.
She back. Oh yeah, and just so you know, if you're watching this and you wondering what we're talking about, Sunday Pastor had 7 points to go along with his message, and that's what we're talking about. That's what these numbers are coming from and everything. And you can go on our Facebook, church's Facebook page, and watch the message. And if you go actually in the comments, like right now I'm looking in the comments, see if I can show y'all. See that? That's the comments right here. Yeah. And that's the 1 through 7. So I just want to let y'all know that if you're watching, you can actually go and check this out. It is there for you to look, write it down, tape it on the wall, whatever way you need to remind yourself to remember these 7 points, because they are very good points.
It's powerful. Number 5 is powerful.
Let's see what number 6 is. It's
go to 6.
Number 6 is listen to get to a place of acceptance.
Yes.
Wow.
Uh-oh. That's another uh-oh.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Because I promise when you learn stuff about people, you have to just accept them for who they are. And you have to, you just got to accept, and you also have to accept where the conversation ends in that moment. That don't mean it's going to stay like that. But, if you're going to be a peacekeeper, then you're going to have to accept, where you lead the conversation at.
Uh-huh.
I keep wanting to step out. I keep wanting to step my I'm sorry, Pastor. It was a good message. I'm sorry.
But that ties back into bringing up, old stuff. Because, if you're not accepting it, you're going to keep bringing up that same situation. Because you're like, I faked like I accepted it, but
right.
But it's still sitting with me. So
you didn't accept my apology.
Uh-huh.
Because I apologized and you did not accept it. And for some people, it takes a lot to apologize, to admit that you were wrong. So the
Yeah.
thing is if you're watching and somebody apologizes to you, take a second before you just jump on it and think like, wow, this person apologized. Whether it seemed to you like it was easy or whatever the case, try to just really like think about how it just takes a lot sometimes for some people to admit that they were wrong. Because sometimes you apologize and you ain't did nothing.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, church.
Keep the peace, you know.
Come on, church.
I know in the first years of my marriage, I was apologizing all the time, and I really had to get with Jesus. Because I was like, why am I always apologizing?
Right.
Why do I have? But that's how God was dealing with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was dealing with me about the apology, and then I got mad at Jesus because I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Y'all ever had them kind of conversations with Jesus?
Yeah.
I had them kind of conversations with Jesus. I'm like, I don't understand why I have to keep apologizing.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. And this, knowing what I personally know about you from our personal conversations, you wouldn't be who you are had you not done all of that. Apologizing and swallowing your pride and saying, you know what, I know I'm not wrong, but I feel like every apology you gave made you stronger, got you ready to get to where you at right now. Because let's just be honest, because I just said it take a lot to apologize, especially when you didn't do nothing wrong. But listen, God has good, amazing plans for your life. And you're going to have to be strong when you get to that place, you know, these different levels. Because you never, the place is heaven. But until we get to heaven, he's going to keep elevating us and elevating us. And if we can't handle that, if we can't handle a little task of saying, I'm sorry when I didn't do nothing, how you going to handle being in that boardroom meeting with all those executives and all them people thinking they better than you, or people trying to push you around in whatever business or whatever it is you're, you know, pursuing, whatever the desires that God is the one that gave them to you. He knows what it's going to take for you to get there and stay strong, to get there and represent him the way you're supposed to represent him.
Yeah, because you can't even go to God. You can't go to God if you haven't forgave someone too, like, and expect your prayers to even be heard. You know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to repent, because he said that in there as well. You got to repent.
He said you got to handle that first.
Right. How you going to be able to, you know, ask God who you haven't seen, and you got Pookie next door, then you ain't forgave them either. But you know what I'm saying? You're going to go to God and say, hey, you know, I need this, I need that. But, you know, you ain't repented. You haven't asked for forgiveness. None of that. So that's that selective hearing.
You're right. And you're not communicating.
And people really just want, and thank you for that, Charity. I appreciate that, and I do understand it, and I've grown as a result of that, you know. And a lot of times God is taking you through processes, and you don't understand why you're going through them. But like the old mothers would say, you won't understand it better by and by. So, you know, but I appreciate that. But what I realize is that people, when it comes down to acceptance, you know, listen for acceptance, people just want to be heard.
Yeah.
You know, they just want to be heard. And so if you just listen, you know, and forgive them if that's what's necessary at the time, then that's the acceptance, and that's going to make the road that you're traveling together, if it's in a partnership, whether it's a mate or a co-worker on the job, you know, they just want to be heard. They just want the acceptance that do you hear what I'm saying? You know, and for us, we just have to hear and accept what people were saying. I was telling a very close friend of mine, the other day. I said, well, maybe I just need to. You need to be a little clearer in what you say, and I need to listen more.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I didn't hear you clearly. You know, and maybe you need to say what you said a little clearer, and I need to listen a little more intensely. About what you're saying, so that, you know, we can be on the same page.
Because sometimes, y'all, we don't make sense when we talk.
Yes.
Sometimes we don't make sense when we talk.
Okay, communication
especially in the moment. Yeah.
And, Tara,
like
girl.
That's why I'm like a person. Like I need to process because I don't want to be sounding crazy when I come back and talk to you. Like I kind of want to be right, so I'm like I gotta sound like.
So you gotta think before you
throw argument in there. You know.
Right.
You know, my husband says that to me too. Is that a psychologist thing or something?
It might be.
He said, I gotta process this first before I come back.
I'm trying to be right. I ain't trying to be out here wrong. I don't know what you thought.
I love it.
It's nothing wrong with
love it.
There's nothing wrong
Ain't
with
nothing
that.
wrong to be right. No, you want to be right. What you said, that you got all your, you got what you
be
want
clear,
to say.
you know?
And well, right, you want to be clear. You're not just coming off the cuff with what you're saying. You want it, you want it to be accurate. You want it to be heartfelt. You want the person to understand exactly what you're saying. Because sometimes when I'm in the heat of it, I just be rambling.
If I'm hollering,
I just get to rambling, but I understand to take a step back, think about what you want to say, think about what they said, and then think about what you want to come back with. And that's good. That's good, Tara. We all can learn from that.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you, Tara.
Secrets, girl.
She said, listen, one thing I learned from Tara today, I'm going to process, but I'm going to be taking notes. Yeah. While I'm listening.
There you go.
Like I'm literally taking notes. I'm writing them down while you're speaking because first of all, what you're saying is important. And I just want to make sure I don't misunderstand you. So let me make sure I write down the things that really are really, hitting me hard. When you say them, I really feel something. So let me write it down. So then when I get ready to speak and when it's my turn, when I get my 5 minutes, then I can say, okay, so you said da-da-da-da-da. What exactly did you mean by that? Like, I kind of wanted you to elaborate because you went on to something else, but
break it down.
What did you mean? Because I'm a little confused now. Because I can tell you what I thought you meant. I don't think you're going to like it. So let's just see what you meant first.
Right.
I don't know about this.
Right.
That's powerful right there. That's powerful right there.
Listen,
I think a lot
we all can learn from that.
And a lot of people in friendships, all that stuff, they're gonna really love this because this is a way to communicate with people. You know what I'm saying? He just taught you how to have relationships with different people. This message, it just hit for everything, for your jobs. Because we got those bosses that don't know how to talk to people too.
Been there. I have been there.
We need to learn how to communicate with each other. So I think this is a really good, powerful message.
Listen, somebody else on another Let's Talk Tuesday said the shut mouth grace, and I think the
shut mouth grace.
I think that goes in this conversation too.
Yeah,
I really do. I just want to. So the very last number 7 point that Pastor made was listen to capitalize on the failure. Right?
Wow.
So in the way I received that was like if somebody's telling me that I did something or the way I did something came across a certain way, or maybe because sometimes you don't always see yourself. You don't know how you're actually coming across. So
right.
And I believe like, okay, I failed. Look, what we have here is a failure to communicate.
Yes, definitely.
So now we're going to listen to capitalize on that failure, and we're going to fix this.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
For real. So, I mean, it's, I want y'all to join us in the comments. Comment below. We want you guys to get involved in this conversation. Ask questions below and talk to each other. Don't be arguing now. Don't argue in the comment section. I said talk. We here to talk.
Don't say Terry said we gotta argue today. She didn't say that.
We here to talk and try to understand each other and support each other and encourage each other. So please jump in them comments and talk and let us know how you feel. We go back and we look at the comments and we'll see if you want to tag one of us and ask us something. Please. Yeah. Minister Margie is a minister. We're not just calling her that just be doing something. She's an actual minister. Okay. That's a real title. You know, but not only is she a minister, she's just a really cool person to talk to. So if you do ask her something, you best believe she's not going to judge you, unlike whoever told her she'd be judging. that would have not been my experience with her.
Well, so what I did was I capitalized on my failure. Okay? When I was judging, I capitalized and I grew from that.
That's right.
And so I'm going to listen without judgment.
Yeah.
You know.
And babes in Christ do it all the time. Huh? The babes in Christ do it all the time. You know, they do a lot of judging and stuff at first. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people got hurt like that. So that's why I like that we have to look at ourselves first.
Thank God. Shout out to whoever invented the mirror. All right. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and close this out. And you know what? We just want to say thank you, Minister Margie, so much for coming back for another week with us. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you guys. I'm so glad to be here and to have you. And it's so good that you guys came up with this Let's Talk Tuesday. And Pastor, first of all, is phenomenal.
Yes.
Awesome man of God. Like Sister Carrie said, if you haven't watched him, check him out on Deeper Life Gospel Center website and get these good messages, because you know, he's given us the word to live by, to help us grow and to help us to continue in this walk. You know, you ain't got to be slipping and sliding the whole time.
I'm not slipping and sliding.
Slipping and sliding, dipping and diving.
At Deeper Life Gospel Center, Pastor Bell is teaching the gospel that will change your life. Literally.
That will change.
Okay, literally. It's changing my life as we speak. So on that note, thank you for joining us for another Let's Talk Tuesday. Join us again, everybody out there who's watched. Share this. It'll replay again, and it'll be available on our YouTube channel. And it's going to be in a playlist on our YouTube channel. It's called Let's Talk Tuesday. Also, if you go over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date when we post messages, praise and worship, Let's Talk Tuesday, and we have some more awesome content coming, y'all, in 2020. So subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. And listen, get this gospel that's going to change your life. And make sure you like and follow us on Facebook, and that's Deeper Life Gospel Center. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at Deeper Life GC. And just listen, stay connected with us. We want to stay connected with you. We love you. God loves you. Okay. Period. It's love. It's so much love. Okay, y'all. Period. We love you. That's it. All right. Thank y'all so much for watching. We will see y'all next week for another Let's Talk
Tuesday. Awesome.
All right.